Hey everybody, time for another game theory, a little bit, and community discussion. And, I guess it's just going to be the PR nightmare of 2XKO. Remember, if you like the videos, like, sub, silly comment, share, support the channel if you can. I appreciate it. Thanks. Super chat, PayPal, Patreon, whatever it does. Support the channel if you want to like the videos and comment. I feel like at this point, again, I guess my channel is this is going to be one of the gimmicks of my channel until this game is released, to just bag on how ridiculous all the interviews for this game are. And so we have interviews again where we have the developers of the game saying they don't know what is fun in their own game. We have interviews of the game, or the developers of the game, talking about, oh yeah, we thought of something new that hasn't been done before, auto combos. Interviews of the developers saying that they had to make everything from scratch, all the special moves and all the characters, everything like that. But all the special moves are literally there. It's held to on a silver platter, right? They have interviews from, oh, we have these greatest minds in the fighting game history, and that's why the game is so great and it's going to be so amazing. Then being like, it's our first game. We don't know what we're doing. We're learning along the way. How did you get $1 billion company to give you all this money when you're even admitting you don't know what you're doing? I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Oh, well, there's also that interview recently where they said the own players of the own people of the own team don't know what's going on in the game because they keep switching it so often, and they have to ask the fucking idiot Pat the Flip every day what's going on with the game now because we don't know how to play again. Which I'm trying to, I feel like I'm being kind because I said it probably literally isn't every day. Again, I'm trying to be kind to this game. I've said before, it's hard to probably come up with new ideas. I've also been kind. I told you guys, I think you guys should play the game. Maybe the game will be fun when it comes out, but these interviews are painful. Now, again, we can look at this interview. Excuse me. Back in March 2016, just read that. Riot acquired Radiant Games, or Radiant Entertainment. 2016. There were whispers about Riot then making a game right when it came out. League of Legends with them. Well, no shit. Why else would you acquire it to make a fighting game? No shit. That's why I said, imagine Marvel goes to Arc System Works, and then 5 years into development, they're like, where's the fighting game? And they're like, oh, you wanted us to make a fighting game about Marvel characters? I thought you just gave us this money to sit on our ass and do nothing. Oh, we'll start now, and maybe we'll make it a tag team games. Give us another 4 years, but these last 5 years don't count, right? Then 2019, they're like, yeah, it's actually called Project L. God, Jesus Christ. So anyway, this interview is talking about, you know what? This is what I don't understand. Because they're asking, do you think you announced it too early? Even though people are like, yeah, they want fighting game developers. You acquired a fighting game development company in 2016. And they're like, yeah, they probably want to make a League of Legends game. No shit. And then 3 years later, they admitted that, yeah, we are making the game. Now, this is what I don't understand. Would they go back and rethink the reveal of Project L if they could? I don't know that I would, says Tom Cannon. For sure, there was a cost to doing that. It put a clock in players' minds. Now the meme is that there's been 9 years of development. Is that a meme? The reality was that we were deep in research and development. That is what R&D means, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. When we showed that. But we needed the players' reaction to that announcement to sort of kick us in the butt and inspire us to make something that was special and different. Time out. How do you need 3 years of research and development? Riot, I showed the special moves that are in this fucking game are already in League of Legends. They're not new special moves. The character designs, everything is there. What do you need 3 years of research and development? It's like, yeah, no shit. They want you to make a League of Legends game. I also find it probably pretty scary that you needed a kick in the butt to make something good. When you're first making something, isn't that when you should be at your most jovial? Wow, there's a big English word. There's an English word I don't think I've used on the channel. Again, English is hard for me. Don't you think you should be at the most jovial time in your life or the game development, besides right before you release it, right? You should be the most inspired already. You should only be getting not inspired. You should only need a kick in the butt when you're starting to run out of ideas, when you're starting to second guess yourself, right? Why do you need a kick in the butt when you're already 3 years into development and you still haven't released the game and it's like brand new according to you? Which is, again, is there like a little bit of like irony or hypocrisy that doesn't make sense to me? The point is, your first showing of the game, you shouldn't need a kick in the butt to inspire you to make something special and different. And we can see 2019, they had already been 3 years into research and development for the game where they were given everything on a silver platter. It makes no fucking sense, right? So what were you doing for the first 3 years? You're like, damn, Riot wanted us to make a fighting game. With League of Legends characters. Do you imagine like, did they just sit around for 3 years being like, man, do we really have to make this a League of Legends game? I don't know. Let's talk about it tomorrow. Let's talk about it for the next 365 days. Or 365 days after that. It makes no sense to me, dude. People are like, it's hard to make a game. I'm not saying it's not hard. I'm just saying the people already gave you the cliff notes of the design, what to do. The characters aren't new, dude. Oh my God. For our team, we haven't spent decades making a fighting game. We're learning as we go. You know, the funny thing is we haven't spent decades making a fighting game. Well, you spent a decade making this game. Basically at this point, right? And you also are the person that talked about how your team is full of people that have made all these great things. These huge tech lords that come up with all this shit. These people that have amazing perspectives on game. But that's why I said, this is not a team that actually is legitimately has done this stuff. These tech lords, why do you see these tech lords I've showed have asked me for help? What? But I thought they're the ones that came up with everything. Then why are they in my DMs asking for help? Why are they talking to me? I talked about before Clockwork. I used to respect Clockwork because, again, he used to shout me out a lot, right? Which even, again, shouting me out would imply that I've done all this stuff, which he has talked about before. But now, again, I asked him, he's like, I don't know why no one's allowed to talk about you anymore. Whatever. But even Clockwork, look at the game he made, Power Rangers. All it is a fucking combo bore slop fest. It's not that amazing, dude. The Power Ranger game, there's no brand new ideas there that I've seen. It's not a thought-provoking game. Liking fighting games does not mean you are an idea guy, that you have come up with these ideas. It's a team of nepotism, dude. And it's amazing. It just shows that these people are not that creative. They're also players that tend to only like one kind of play style. You should not be making a fighting game if you only like one kind of character. It's no wonder that every character is just showing off combos. And again, we look at this right here. Well, let's go to this right here. Excuse me. Give me a second. This is the quality control on the FGC on NBC. I got to say something too. I don't like the voices in the game. I haven't watched a lot of the footage in the game, so we're just going to turn it off. The footage is kind of, or the voices are kind of whack, right? So anyway, we see combo, you know, and like I said, this is fine. Sometimes it's fun to do combos. I know some people think that I'm a combo guy, and maybe people just say that because, again, I found more tech than anyone else in the history of fighting games. But, you know, combos are kind of fun. But even when you watch my game theory videos, I want to talk about actual new perspectives of games. That's what actually still interests me about games. So anyway, we watched that, and guess what? I'm sure that's fun. I'm sure that's fun. But you know what I see there when I look at that? I don't see a game that was supposedly made for newbies. I actually, personally, to me, I think, and this is, again, this might be my subjective thing. This might not be objective. This might be my subjective argument. I think learning Beatmania combos with no button motions and everything like that is just as confusing, if not more confusing. Even though it's supposed to be, you know, oh, so much more easy. Guess what? I see, is that what, you know what? Maybe people do like to do combo video stuff, you know what I mean? Because not everyone can be the person that wins the tournaments, whatever. But when I look at that, I don't see some easy game to get into, right? And I don't see some new perspective that's never been done before in games. I can only imagine what is the Marvel Tokon team doing? When they look at this and they're like, because you look at Marvel Tokon, and Marvel Tokon does look like a game that is flashy in its own way, but it looks like it's more catered for a newer audience, doesn't it? Which is what the 2XKO people were trying to do, isn't it? It's kind of funny contrasting that, right? Not that I think Marvel Tokon looks awesome, but I actually feel a little bit more thought-provoked. And I even think some of the music sounds kind of cool in Marvel Tokon. I was kind of digging one of the themes that was getting played when I was watching the matches. Don't care about the singing stuff in it. Ugh. Please get rid of the singing, but one of the themes was kind of catchy, right? Also, talking about Marvel Tokon, I didn't make a video about it, but or I did make videos about it, but I did say one of my theories was that perhaps when you broke the wall, that maybe then when you hit the wall that's already been broken, it does reset the tech buffer. And I did look at some more footage, and that actually is the case. So many of the things that I assumed how the system was going to work actually is how the system is going to work. So I know I posted that in the comments after I watched my theorization for the video for the game, but I didn't feel like making a video just to saying that. But that I did see some footage. So that was another thing that how the game works. But anyway, PR disaster for this game. But guess what? People think I'm being hard on the game. I told you guys I think you should play it. No one has to not play a game because some people are morally bankrupt. There's definitely some people that they defend the game. I've seen people try to say, oh, these people haven't done all these evil things to you. But whatever, dude. I can only pray that you get sick as well. And I hope these motherfuckers joke about you dying as well. So you can see what evil people are that work on this team and work on the game, so to speak. But anyway, if you like the videos, like, sub, silly, comment, share, support the channel if you want. Appreciate it. Thanks. The end.